Holy crap, it's Independence Day 2. I have heard them talk about making an Independence Day 2 for about 20 years now. At a point, I just stopped even hoping for it. Now it's a movie that I saw. Now it has come to pass. And it gives us something to talk about. Independence Day Resurgence. So Independence Day Resurgence is a sequel to the destructive alien invasion disaster movie Independence Day. This one's also directed by Roland Emmerich as the first one was, and in this one, the aliens have returned in a much bigger ship. This thing is like bigger in diameter than the United States of America. Jeff Goldblum's back, Will Smith is not. Bill Pullman's back with his new cast also. I'm not even gonna list all of the cast because it's gonna take way too long. There are a lot of people in this movie to a fault. But basically, we have to now destroy this ship before it destroys everything on Earth. Okay, so alright, Independence Day, I remember seeing in theaters. I think I saw it like 4 times. It was just so cool when I saw it. And now in my adult world where I review movies for a living, if we're being honest, Independence Day is no great movie. It's an entertaining as hell movie. It's great destructive alien invasion nonsense that you can kick your feet back and just enjoy the destruction as it's happening. And that's all I wanted for this movie, but this movie doesn't even have that luxury. It's just sadly this movie's pretty messy. First of all, it takes about a half an hour for anything to get going in this movie. That's being generous. That's like the fast estimate. And I understand you need to establish where the characters of old from the first movie are now and where these new characters came from. But in Independence Day 1, the first shot is the ship going over the moon, beelining it to Earth. The invasion starts from the first scene. And this one's just a lot of talking and, hey, here's our moon base. Hey, here's everything we did with the technology. Hey, this person's friends with this person. This person's dating this person, but this person used to be friends with this person, but they're not friends anymore. Ugh. There are smoother ways to do this in a movie. I know it because I've seen it. You take Independence Day 1, they establish all that shit after the saucers actually come and start hovering over the main cities. It's like, oh, you knew the president? You punched him? He wasn't the president then. There's the whole dating situation happening. It just could have been smoother, and there was no real tension. We know what's gonna happen in the alien invasion because we saw Independence Day 1. But in the end, this big ship just comes out of nowhere, it lands on the Earth, that causes the destruction. Now it's just sitting there like a big boring statue. Before I start hammering this movie too much, there are things I like. There were a couple of dogfight ship scenes that I actually liked, you know, when the fighter jet hybrids that, because we've blended our technology with alien technology, so now we have like really cool jets that almost look alien, are fighting the little independent fighter alien ships just like the first movie. It's entertaining in here. Only difference is everything looks alien now, so you're like, who am I rooting for? Alright, just shoot shit. And there are so many characters in this movie. They want to give the old cast relevance, they want to give this new cast relevance, and they just have too many irons in the fire. There's a scene where people are talking about what's about to go down and everyone needs a reaction line of some sort. And I'm just like everyone's just coming in like, oh yeah, I think that's great. Yeah, let's do that. Oh man, I'm scared. All right, I got your back. You ever have a group and everyone is just trying to be the most relevant one in the room? It's what it looked like. It's what it felt like. It was pretty awkward. Then at a point, after like half the movie is done, these kids are driving down the road and I was like, more characters? You're introducing more now? It wasn't full before. It was. Brent Spiner is back in this movie playing the same character he played in the first Independence Day movie. We all thought he was dead. Nope, he was in a coma. What is he, Dr. Drake Ramore or some shit? Is this a soap opera? What, he was dead? No. He was just in a coma for 20 years. Holy fucking God, like we're using that? And granted, I like a reunion of the old characters in the new movie as much as the next guy, but in this one it's just like, why was he even in this movie? Any Area 51 lab tech guy could have actually done what he did in this, so you could have just left him, alright, whatever. A coma. It's like a coma is like a joke that people use for a plot line, like they did in Friends. Then the end of this movie happens and it just kind of ends with a whimper, and then has this on-the-nose setup for Independence Day 3. The only thing missing was someone turning to the screen like, yeah, and I'll see you in Independence Day 3. Da-na-na-na, end credit song. Guys, in the end, Independence Day Resurgence felt like, you know that middle part of Independence Day where after the destruction, before the end fight, everything kind of slows down? It's like that throughout a lot of this movie. It has an end fight, but not a good end fight. Like the stakes, you don't feel them. This is the basic mindset that bigger is better. See, Independence Day 1 was a pretty simple movie, pretty simple premise. The aliens invade, they kick our ass, we try to retaliate, it doesn't work, and then there's some downtime, then we make our final stand, and then we win. It allows them to keep it in the pocket, and it just keeps the movie fun. Independence Day Resurgence tries to be so much bigger and so much more than that premise that it blows up in their face, and what they've made is a pretty boring mess that looks like it was being written as they were filming the movie. Like, did you know a ship landed after Independence Day 1 and they were locked in a ground battle between the aliens and African militia? Did you know it happened, I guess, before this movie took place? They just kind of fill us in, and I'm still trying to scrape for the relevance of that story arc because I have no idea what it played into this one. In the end, I'm just gonna say Independence Day Resurgence. I'm not gonna remember it in T-1 day. Yep, already forgot. Fuck, I wanted to like this one. I did too. But moving on, I want to hear what you guys think about it. So Independence Day Resurgence, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.